So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, a recovering Democrat Sadiq. It is the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always try to do better. This is Wealth Wednesdays, and normally Walter will be sitting here. He might show up. I sent him the link, so we'll see. Walter's a man of the world, so I ain't no telling where he's at and what he's doing. But if he shows up, that we'll be blessed for it. But in the meantime, of course, we have Donovan here as he is sitting in sitting in here. I think he's talking to his nephew, who is very tall. So
Yeah.
yeah. So today we are going to talk about a viral video that's been, going around the internet, and it's of that of a mother who basically is giving a public service announcement to women that might want to date her son about he is not going to be buying you dinner on first dates and spending money on you. So I'll show y'all the video, and then of course we can have a conversation about that, and whatever else may come up while we are here for this time. So Thunder, how are you this evening? Buckhorse, how are you? And Troy, what's going on with you? So Donovan, what's going on with you?
Hey, welcome. I'm glad to be here on Wealth Wednesdays, filling in and just stopping by just to say hello to everybody. I was doing nothing. It's raining here in California. I mean, it was like
never rains in Southern California.
Never rains. But the funny thing was, it's like just a whole bunch of water just fell out of this cloud, and it was just deep water. So, but we're not complaining because we need it. But you guys, do me a favor. We've been talking about this, and we're going to continue to talk about this. There is a banner at the bottom of the thing. If you so do desire it and want to help keep the channel going and keep Demetra motivated, that's a way where you can give her 100% of your donation. If you go through YouTube, which is fine, we know that YouTube takes 40% of all your donations. So the content creator is not getting all your donations. I just want you guys to be aware of that. So the best way to give 100% of your donation is at that banner that's scrolling at the bottom. Also, I want to make you guys aware of the African Diaspora News Channel app. Please look for it on Apple and Google Play stores. Download that app, become a member. We can chat it up and talk about anything you guys want to talk about, and also still get great content from the different aspects of the African Diaspora News Channel without censorship. We are on somebody else's platform, and when you're on somebody else's platform, like some of you guys complain that, oh, we didn't see this, or this was deleted, or whatever. That's not us. That's YouTube. So if you go to the app, you can say what you want, how you say it, and we can talk among ourselves, because the revolution will not be televised. Again, the African Diaspora News Channel app, download it on Apple and Google Play services.
Absolutely. So thank you, Donovan. And who else came on here? Shaniqua, how are you doing this fine evening? Patricia, Jersey City in the building. Sagittarius Goddess, how are you? Ashley. Well, thank you, Buckhorse. Please go over to the African Diaspora News Channel and sign up for the app. The more people we have on there, then the less we'll have to be on here. Brother Don, how are you? And thank you so much for being our moderator. We love and appreciate you for that. All right. So, and apologize for my phone ringing. Usually I have it on silent. But anyway, so today, let's see, Black America, how are you? Good afternoon. It was evening where I am. So today we're going to talk about a viral video, again, that's been going around the internet, of a mother, I guess, talking to the women out there who may date her son or go on a date with her son. And, she has a lot of things to say to them. So, hey, Brown Bags, how you doing? So thank you for signing up for the African Diaspora News Channel app. We love and appreciate y'all for that. So I'm going to show y'all the video. Angela, how you doing? We could get into it. You ready, Donovan? Okay.
Eyes ready.
All right, here we go. Oh man. Okay, you know what? Hold on, I gotta fix it. So Donovan, can you entertain the truth for a minute?
I definitely can do that.
Okay.
I don't know, there's been a lot of stuff going on today. I don't know if you guys saw, and Demetra and I were talking about this before we came on the show. Ladies, believe all women. I just don't think that's the thing to do. It's been on all the blogs and stuff just about today. Keke Palmer's mom was dropping those F-bombs and defending her daughter and bringing in people that had no business being brought up and exposing Hollywood secrets. And it's just a big old mess. I don't know how many of you guys actually were able to be privy to see that. If you hadn't heard some of that stuff, it was pretty long. I mean, I must have spent at least over an hour listening to it. So, but guys, welcome to the show, Buckhouse, DC, Buckhorse. I'm sorry, it's from Buckhouse, Buckhorse, DC. Welcome, Sagittarius Goddess. Welcome back, Brown Bags. I heard it. I mean, human nature. We love drama, don't we, Black folks? We love drama. Ice Cube leaves NWA, does a diss record and no Vaseline, and it's back. And Black people, we just love it. It's a whole mess. Yeah, exactly. It's a whole mess. But again, ladies, especially us you older ladies, we really need to start correcting our young ladies and having them do what it is they do. Unfortunately, this is my opinion. This is not Demetrius' opinion. When you're raised by a hyena, you're going to get hyena traits. So, this woman says she got a man, which I doubt. Yeah, I haven't seen her. Because if she had a man, I'd be like, get out of their business. Get out of their business. But she's in her grown daughter's business. And I think that's a problem in a lot of people's relationships, is the parents, especially the mother, that gets involved. I can say for myself, with my oldest son's mom, that if the parents hadn't got involved, I'm not saying we would have made it, but I think we would have figured it out. And when you've got these bitter broads out here, ladies, I said it, I think on the last show, stop listening to these bitter women who have no man. They ain't involved in no relationships. All they have is a government assistance and a cobweb coochie. And they want you to be single too. If you really think about it, they want you, instead of correcting you so you don't go down the same road that they went, they want you to be miserable just like they are. It's just sad. It's just sad. Yes, men, same thing for the men. We need better men out there to correct these younger guys and do all that. But like I've always said, you women love the bad boys. You guys love them no matter what we tell you. All the facts are out there. You guys are smart and educated, but you still go for those bad boys. Now, coming out of the military, Marines and Army people, these guys are killers, right? Certified killers. Show me a Marine that has an ugly wife. Show me a Marine that has an ugly wife. Doesn't exist. Or a girlfriend. Doesn't exist. These women you guys love the bad boys instead of us nice, brainy, Air Force intelligent types. Y'all don't like us, until after you made the mistakes. So anyway, I'm just ranting there to keep the show going. But let me get over here. Buckhorse DC says, I'm hip, I'm hot. Yep. Marvin Howard. Sup, my folks, keep us up to date. Yes, I heard about the bullet. Yep, it's sad. Yeah, I am the Buckhorse. Exactly. I love DC chocolate. The original chocolate said I used to love to fly into Andrews Air Force Base and go into town. Oh my God, down in the Baltimore. Loved it. Loved it. But also, I want you guys to be aware of, I know, we're not doing anything political, but I'm just filling in time here. There's been articles in the national newspapers talking about they do not understand why Black people have dropped off the Democratic rolls and will not support Joe Biden. Right now, they're saying 22% of all former Black voters in the last election say they are not going to support Joe Biden. Now, if you guys have been following my podcast, Demetrius' podcast, Phil Scott's podcast, it is estimated that if the Democratic Party loses 20% of the Black electorate vote, they can't win. They're at 22 right now. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I'm doing a protest vote, a retribution vote. I'm voting for the Republican nominee. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you guys this. It does not make sense for you to vote for the Democratic Party that doesn't do anything for you, nor vote for the Republican Party that won't do anything for you either. A smart person, just sit it out. If you can't vote for the Democrats or the Republicans, because they both uphold white supremacy, as we know, unless you're doing a punitive vote Republican. But I would tell most people, sit out the election. If if it ain't for you, it makes no sense to give your vote to a party that well, we know the Democrats ain't doing nothing for you, but we know the Republicans ain't doing nothing for us. Unless, of course, you want to be punitive like me, because I'm like that. I believe in an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, whatever. And some people, they're going to be around, oh, well, the Republicans, what are they going to do for you? 0 + 0 = 0. Okay. So it doesn't matter. I mean, but I don't want people to get to the point where they think, well, I'm going to be a Republican. That's not the answer either, because I'm not going to be a Republican. I'm still independent, but I'm going to vote for the Republican nominee as punitively. Yes, Ashley Barber. Yeah, that's the smart thing. Do not vote. Okay. Just do not vote. So are we all ready to go, Demetra?
Yes, that was a lot of great, awesome tap dancing that you did. You did wonderful. Yeah, the way I was trying to upload it before, sometimes it's a mess, so I had to redo it. So my apologies for that. All right, so let's get on with the show. Again, this lady here is just giving a public service announcement to women that may want to date her son, and she's got a lot to say. So here we go. All right, let's see.
Gonna take you to? What's the last restaurant your daddy took you to? Because you shouldn't be coming to him to be your daddy. That's not his role. It's a first date. I want y'all to bring that down to level 3. Y'all way on 10 with this foolishness and want to embarrass somebody. My second question is, have you ever been anywhere? Where do you take yourself? Let me see your checkbook registry. Let me log into your bank account and see what you feed yourself on a regular basis. Where do you take yourself for lunch or dinner? That's the next question I want you to answer. And then the third thing about this, come on back over here, because I need you to understand what time it is. Right. A real lady is going to be there for the purpose of what it's for. She's not looking for food because she's hungry that she can't afford so she can take it to go and get a doggy bag. I'm going to wrap this up to go. Why? You ain't going to have food tomorrow? That's a poverty mindset. So a first date, again, is to get to know the person, to hang out, have fun. Y'all should be laughing and talking. It don't need to be a steakhouse. We don't even know if you worth a steak. You might just be worth a piece of bread. So ladies, young ladies, grow up. Get some maturity about yourself. Y'all buying titties, lashes, booties, and everything else. And you want somebody else to feed you. Save your money, stop buying your body, and put it to the side so you can have some food. That's not a man's responsibility. Now, once you dating a man, and once he get to know you, and y'all vibing, and he want to take you to a nice restaurant, guess what that means? You well deserving of that. He think enough about you to make a reservation. But some of you don't have reservations about your mouth. You talk bad, you disrespectful, you ghetto, you trifling, you don't have an income that substantiates what you want this man to do. You don't reserve being lazy. You full out lazy. You have no reservations on that. But you want the men to make a reservation for a restaurant, but you don't reserve what's between your legs. You passing it out like candy. You
So as you can see there, Mom, she had quite the public service announcement for women, again, who might want to date her son. Of course, you saw at the end there, he actually turned it off. He was like, okay, that's enough. At the end, she basically said, you're rated E for everybody, basically likening these women to garden tools, for lack of better words. So again, the premise of her PSA, public service announcement, was, you shouldn't be out there looking for food, a doggy bag, and all of that. A first date should be for laughing and having fun and getting to know each other. Maybe you're not worth steak. Maybe you're worth a piece of bread. Now stop buying body and start buying food. Of course, then she deduced those women down to being ghetto, lazy, trifling, and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm not gonna give an opinion just yet. I'm just giving y'all what I saw. I do have an opinion, and I promise you I will not change it. I just kind of want to get you guys' opinion. Donovan, say
First of all, see, because I'm a woman and I got some fruit that these men want. I was taught that this is valuable. It is valuable because you're not gonna tell me. I'm gonna tell you. A steak, a lobster, a man's supposed to do that. A man is supposed to take care of a woman. He's supposed to be traditional. Oh, you want me to clean up the house? I ain't your mammy. I ain't your janitor. No, I ain't gonna do that. He's supposed to give me money so I can go get my hair and nails done because I was taught I have something that is valuable. It's valuable. And because it's valuable, a man is going to pay. And if he ain't going to pay, then when I trap him and give him that baby, he going to pay at least for 22 years. Unfortunately, ladies, that is how a lot of young ladies are taught. And don't get me wrong. Yes, you guys do have something that men pursue. And we're always going to pursue it until the end of time. Unfortunately, you have the 70% that I talk about on my podcast. 30% of Black people, we are doing fine. And you guys are part of that 30% because guess what? Do you know what the 70% is doing right now? They're on OnlyFans. They're walking their asses to the strip club, or they're working at Bobo's and Walmart, and doing what they're doing. Okay. So the 30%, you guys are going to be doing fine. But that 70%, they are raising their children to put a monetary value on their bodies. And that lady was right. You guys are buying eyelashes. They're buying hair, nails, booties, all of that stuff. They have put a financial dollar on themselves. And I hear women say, well, women shouldn't be objectified. Nobody objectifies women more so than women themselves. And it's sad that 70% is speaking for the majority of you ladies out there that are doing, the right thing and living life and making it work and doing what you need to do. Was the lady lying? Was the mother lying? Now, to me, it's kind of problematic that the mom's got to speak up like that. But the sad thing is, just like I say on our podcast, Demetra, it's never a problem until it's your son, your brother, your cousin, your favorite uncle. They get ringed through the system. Then it becomes a problem. And then you guys wonder why guys are checking out. We're checking out of here because it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. You want me to pay $200, $300 for a meal of my money. You're going to tell me where you're not going to go. But yet when I ask for some ass, that's a problem. Make it make sense, Demetra.
I'm here right now. I'm just here. I'm just hanging out. All right. So I'm going to get to some of these comments really quick. I've been writing some stuff down. Shiloh, you say, did you hear about the study making rounds on IG about 85% of Black fourth grade students that can't read at grade level? Apparently, it's also 85% of eighth grade Black students. I did not hear about that. I heard about studies before. I think especially in Memphis, they said that was the case, but nationally, it's probably not too far off. It's not surprising. It's disheartening and it's very sad because, I mean, when is the last time parents really, overall bought their children a book and it made them read, right, or read to them and all that other stuff? Reading was a thing in my household. We had to read, right? My dad still tells me and gives me books to read. So again, that kind of goes back to the parents and maybe some in school as well. But I mean, if you're not making sure if your children are sitting up on the television or tablets and phones and stuff all day long, so they can read that kind of stuff. But as far as being able to read at grade level, I'm not surprised. Sad, yes. Surprised, no. All right. And so Aboriginal woman, how you doing? He says she was right too. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. Hello, Ja Tony. How are you doing this fine evening? Okay. Shiloh, you say, like I saw in the comment section, let me see her last tax return. So you're talking about the woman that was speaking, or the women that want to go out to dinner?
The women that want to go out to dinner. Yeah. It's like,
Gotcha.
you want to, here's a list of where you can't take me with your money. So let me see your tax returns if you're making, these kind of demands.
Got it. And Thunder, you say she sounds like a level-headed lady. When she said poverty mindset, that let me know she's the right kind of lady. It's only one problem I have. She's young. I need my silver highlights. Thunder likes the older women, like Bengay older women, Tussy older women. Sagittarius goddess, she's saying, I wouldn't have done that to my son. Shiloh says, why does the son keep running when the mom is up there speaking truth to power? Like kids say these days, let them cook. All right. Buckhorse, she says she told the truth, but did she tell herself no hate? Okay. And Shiloh, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. You said the mom was speaking truth to power. Okay. Complex Blackness, how are you doing? Say 100% Donovan. Donovan says, sorry about the rant, but $300 dinner, and I'm not supposed to get at. Daddy-O, how are you doing? Says, let him know, Donovan, bro. Cootie Cat should come with the. I'm gonna hold my tongue. I'm reading right now.
Do you see the difference in how men are wired and women are wired?
I'm
Makes
just
sense
reading.
to me. Wait, if you don't want to give us the ass, fish sticks, bread, a bread roll, and a soda for her, please. Everything's a choice. I mean, like I said, there's no pressure. There's no pressure. Fish sticks and soda for her.
I'm taking mental notes, okay? I'm just reading right now, but don't worry, y'all. I'm taking mental notes. I ain't gonna forget. Your average logical thinker, how you doing? He says, whoa, what did I walk into? Women objectify women more than men. Okay. I'm just reading.
Well, and I kind of answered it on that.
Okay.
Average logical thinker. Think about it though. When women are making themselves look like characters, big booties, the furry eyelashes, which I sent to Demetra, furry eyelashes. They're investing in their bodies. Isn't that objectification rather than being natural? Just asking.
I don't see the correlation of that being objectifying oneself.
Yeah.
Because when I think of objectifying oneself, I think of something negative. There's a lot of people who, wear eyelashes and all that stuff because that's what makes them feel good. But objectification, I'm not seeing the correlation, but maybe I'm just not thinking about it deep enough. I don't know.
Well, when you said negative, right? I'll give you an example of objectification of your bodies. Nothing wrong with the way God made you. Remember back in our day, you could be small chested, but have a nice booty, right? And vice versa, right? It was no big deal. And if you're lucky, you got two bumpers, front and back, right? You got women out here paying for bumblebee asses. Come on. That's a negative.
Well, that could be in the eye of the beholder. If that woman doesn't feel like it's negative, you know what I'm saying?
It's bots because she ain't got no money to fix it. It's a botch.
Hey, Freddie, how you doing? Aboriginal woman, you say, I believe she might have been speaking on the Cheesecake Factory girl. It's possible. It would make sense. Your average logical thinker says, I'm going to rewind. Daddy-O, he says, there's too many delusional women out here nowadays. Shaking my head. Okay. Troy, you say, I agree with most of what she said. It sounds like she is mad about the type her son is currently dating. That would be horrible if that's the case. And I guess I'll explain that a little bit later on. You say, okay, I'm done now. Okay, let's see. Black America, he says they're gonna be talking super mess about him. He's gonna have to get off of social media. Just keep reading. Hey, Vaughn, how are you? You say a salad and a glass of water. Don't listen to them, friend. Don't listen to them. Your average logical thinker says, okay, I just watch it. Oh, okay, mama, that's going to be me when my son starts dating. Okay. Daddy, you say big facts. And Buckhorse said, I just got off work and I live in the PJ. PJ was at the projects. What's that? OGE, how you doing? Long time no see. He says, peace to Demetria and Brother Donovan. Thunder, you say, wearing all these scantily clothes, makeup, hair, eyelashes, and then you say you don't look at me. Makes sense. I guess. Just reading. Donovan says, I went to high school and I see these girls with frosting hard cake on their head. What the hell is that? Frosting.
You know that gel that you put to, like, for your thing like that? I mean, these girls are so out of it and they're so delusional that they're putting this gel in their hair. And when it ices up and it's like white and stuff, it's like right there by that, what do you call that? Forehead eyelashes?
Oh, you're talking about baby hair.
Yeah, for the forehead eyelashes. And it's all caked up there. And it's like nobody has the wherewithal to tell these women or these young girls that looks totally stupid. It's just caked up there and they don't know any better. It's just sad. It's sad.
P.I. Hill, how are you doing this fine evening? He says, she said nothing wrong. Okay. Black America says, beauty is not in the eye of the beholder. Then where is it? Al, how you doing? Says Bishop Jake says, paying rent is a reminder that nobody should be laying on your sofa for free. I know that's right. Patricia, you say, I think he should have took her to a nice restaurant and let her order what she wanted. Then go to the restroom and leave her with the check. Oh, wow. I'm just sitting here. Okay, projects. I got you, Buckhorse. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Are you happy? You cozy? You comfortable in your home? Then that's all that matters, right? And Thunder, you say, is it possible she's sees the young women and want him to bring one home, or don't want him to bring one home, or want him to bring one home? Sagittarius, she says, I feel if you grown, you should do what makes you feel good about yourself. I'm sure they have someone in their life that likes it. What one person doesn't, another one will. Just reading. Daddy-O, you say, if she ain't natural, then I'ma send her back to you. Okay. The average logical thinker says, I actually think the look is supposed to appear like you don't give a damn. I see wig lines all the time. I think it's purposeful. Maybe so, because I remember back in the day when grandma and them wore wigs. I mean, you kind of knew it was a wig, but you kind of didn't. And, grandmas wore wigs, so that wasn't unusual. But, of course, we have this phenomenon, if you will, of women from all ages wearing wigs. And I get it. It's a protective style, and you want to, maybe switch it up a little bit, especially being a natural person. As y'all can see, I'm natural. I ain't going to lie to you. I didn't even comb my hair today. I just put my headband back on it. It's a long story. But so I don't wear wigs, but I get the whole wig thing. It's just kind of easy to kind of do, I guess. Yeah, but some of those wigs is like, yeah, you really just threw that on top of your head this morning and kept it pushing. Okay, let's see. And Buckhorse, she says, I take care of my community. Well, I'm happy to hear that. And Thunder, you say, are you sure that the white caked up substance is and not glaze?
I don't even want to know.
Well, what it is that it's gel is what it is. A lot of times it's gel. Sometimes gel does turn white. And depending on how often you wash your hair or not, it can get caked up. So that's really what it is. It's just probably the wrong gel or whatever. But people like the whole baby hair look. I'm not mad at the baby hair. I guess I'm just one of those people. I don't really trip off what people doing with their own hair, their own body. I have my opinions about it, but my opinion is not gonna do anything for them. I'm not paying for their grooming or their upkeep or anything like that. So I just kind of like, okay, I don't like it, but it ain't for me. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Poetry with GP. How you doing? It says stuff like that video. Exactly why I only like 40 to 55-year-old women. Not saying it's guaranteed that there will be no BS like that. but it will be a lower chance of it in dating 40 to 55-year-old women. We'll see. So anyway, y'all want me to open up the link or nah? Y'all want the link open?
Yeah, let's do the link and see what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm still trying to warm up here. I'm still warming up because, like I said, I have my opinion. I'm not going to change my mind. I just kind of want to just sit here because plus I'm a little tired. I've been up early this morning, been running around. Anyway, hi, Common Man. How are you doing this evening? So I'm going to open up the link, and if I have not seen you before, please show me your face so I can verify that there's no shenanigans. And you know what? I must be really tired. I forgot to say hello, thank you, and welcome to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. So bear with me for just a second. I'm going to put this link in the what is that?
It's our hostage video, fellas. We got to get out of here. It's a hostage video.
All right. I'm going to put this link up. Here it goes. Black America, he says, men get to say what's beautiful like women get to say who is handsome. And Sagittarius says, did he do that? So I'm going to wait and see what you guys have to say. And of course, I'll render my opinion as we go here.
Well, let me ask this question to the ladies out there. If you had a son and he's dealing with the hyena clan that is out there today, what would be your opinion on it? What would you say to your son in regards to dating the modern woman today or whatever the deal is? Because I have a nephew, and I met his little girlfriend, whatever, and I'm trying to tell him whatever. And the girl comes from a single family home, which is fine, whatever the deal is. No issues there. But I kind of tell him, you treat her nice, you do this, you do that. But at the same time, you can't be traditional and modern at the same time. So she's got to make a choice. And that's what I kind of, told him how I would deal with it. Because, he's a young man and he sees what's going on in YouTube and the craziness out there. And he asked me, he said, Uncle, what do you think about this and that? I said, well, you got to make a choice. What type of woman do you want? Do you want a traditional woman or like your mother, maybe? That's a good template to kind of go off unless your mother's a hyena. Or do you want a modern woman? And I said, that's what you got to really think about. So ladies, if you had a son, and some of you that do have sons, what's your opinion on the modern woman today in that scenario? Did the mother give the son good advice, or did she give the women out there good advice?
Sagittarius Goddess says I would talk to him about it because I wouldn't want him to get played. Thank you. And your average logical thinker, you say, my son is 9 and I show him all the time the type of young ladies he should bring home. I never point out what not. I'll save that for later. So I don't see anybody clicking the link. So I guess I'll kind of render my opinion a little bit. So I saw the video and I watched it, I think like 2 or 3 times at this point. I think she had a lot of valid things to say, but I was more, I think, concerned about the son's disposition as his mom was, giving her PSA, if you will, about, 2 women who may want to use her son or whatever, kind of telling, admonishing them. I noticed how uncomfortable he was. And Sagittarius, I think it was you, if I'm not mistaken. I too wouldn't have done that to my son. I would not have done that to my son on the internet. And your average logical thinker, I agree with you. I would tell try to instruct my son as best I could what women to date. But I would have never gone onto the internet and to berate other women, because the son clearly was uncomfortable with that. And when I see that kind of stuff, because I don't know what conversation they may or may not have had before she did that, but clearly he wasn't with it, because he was kind of pacing back and forth. And I don't remember who it was, Shiloh, I think maybe it was, you said, how he kept running away when she would say certain things. And like I said, toward the end, I accidentally cut it off, where she says, talking about women got your legs open and you're rated E for everybody. He was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then he turned it off like, okay, Ma, that's enough, So that I had a problem with that. I also had a problem with, because I don't know, her son doesn't look like he's that old. I don't know, maybe what 21-ish, give or take. Um, but I had a problem with some of her vitriol for women. So maybe her son had a bad experience. Maybe it was something about the cheesecake, debacle that we saw going on. But I thought it was very malicious of her mom, of his mom, to carry on the way she did. Because I just feel like it would have been better for her to, and you don't teach your kids that when they're grown. You teach them that kind of stuff when they're younger, right? Now, I know there's women out there who have an agenda. I just want to eat. A girl's got to eat. I'm going to go out with you even though I don't like you. Yeah, I know that kind of stuff exists, but why not just say, hey, son, if you're out there and you're courting, you're vetting a young woman and she get to, saying this, that, and the other, and you're not comfortable with that, she wants you to take her to Ruth Chris or, State 48 or something like that, and that's not what you want to do, to say, you know what, while you're a beautiful young lady, I don't think that we're going to be a match. But all of that, it just sounds kind of hateful, and it doesn't sound like her son was on the same page with her delivery. And because like you said, Shiloh, he walked away, and then she told him to come back here, get over here. He didn't want to do that. I would imagine he didn't want to sit there and watch his mom go on and on and on and on. Now, I don't guess I have a problem with the PSA if it would have been done a little bit more classy. To me, that was very unclassy. It just wasn't. And like, I think she would know her son better than anybody else. And when she saw her son kind of getting queasy about it, I think she should have backed off of it from a bit. But she seemed to press on the gas pedal. You know what I mean? To the point to where he was like, enough. Okay, I get it. And it sounds like somebody else was in the background. So I don't know if it was his siblings or his friends or whoever it was. But Moms was doing absolutely just a little bit too much. Common Man, I agree with you. A lot of things that she said was on point. I just would care a little bit more about my son and how he was feeling about me delivering it the way I was delivering. I would have told him that. I've been teaching him those principles long before then. I'm not saying that she hasn't, but I don't know. I just like, why get on the internet and be acting like that? Also, I want to address this too. And as I said this before, and I'm going to say it again, I'm never going to change my mind about this. Fellas, I don't care if you take that woman out to a 15-course meal at the restaurant in Mars where, it's top notch of the universe. That woman does not owe you sex. And this is my opinion, okay? My opinion. That woman does not owe you sex. And if you are taking a woman out to dinner and sex is something you want because you're taking her out to dinner, that is something you should make clear to her. Hey, love, I'm going to wine and dine you. When we're done, I'm expecting for you to allow me to lay you down and have my way with you because I took you out to dinner. Don't take her out to dinner and then say, well, you need, and I hate this term. It's just so unclassy. Give up the cheeks. You didn't give up the cheeks to me. Then, you a horrible person. Now, I could also say too, for the women, make sure that if that man takes you out to dinner, he ain't looking to lay down with you, right? Because I guess in today's dating world, you can't get some French fries without having to, do something to his French fry. So, but to sit up here and equate lobster, steak, whatever it is, to what's under her skirt, I don't know. I just think that's very, very, it's, I don't know. I have a word, but I don't want to apply it because, it's a little too strong. It's not right. I'll put it that way.
Right. Well, let me break it down what you just said in regards from a man's perspective. Okay. I am 53 years old and I still do not like to engage my mother in talk about sexuality and things of that nature, because that's just something that most men, we don't, we're very queasy about that. Because number one, we don't see our mothers as women in general. We know they're females, but they're moms. So men are wired a little bit different. Even when I was a teenager and my mom would talk about stuff, I didn't want to hear it from her. I really didn't want to hear my mom trying to tell me this and trying to tell me that. And it, and I can see in the video where the kid was queasy, but most men, that's not unusual, because that is how we relate when it comes to our mothers trying to talk to us about stuff that is like sexual. We would rather hear that from another man. So I get where a lot of women are like, well, it shouldn't be a big deal, whatever. It is a big deal because you're dealing with two different sexes. So that young man is seeing his mom say the right things, but see, number one, he's embarrassed because, like Al said, it would have been more if she would have done it by herself, but he's on the live, and it's like, you're kind of embarrassing him as a young man by, talking in that way, and it makes us uneasy. And I know a lot of women don't agree with this, but again, ladies, men are not wired like women. When it comes to things of sexuality and things, we don't want to talk to our mothers about that. Boys don't want to do that. It makes us very uncomfortable. Because I'm telling you, my mother doesn't want to hear the stuff that I was involved in when I was in my sexual, peak as a young man. I'm not going to talk to my mom about that. Where young women, you guys relate to your mothers. Hey, you can talk about this and that because you guys have the same body parts. Men don't. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure most men will agree with me. We just don't like to hear dating and romance and stuff when it comes to our mother. We don't want to hear it from our mothers. If a man is not our father, we really don't want any man getting with our mothers. That's just how we're wired. So, that's, I just wanted to kind of add that in. If people disagree, I'd love to hear it in the chat, or come online and let's chat it up.
Yeah. And Angela, if I didn't already, how you doing? He says that's prostitution in exchange for food or a meal. Men should just see a pro in the first place. I agree. If that's, what you're looking for. And I don't know, maybe I've been living under a rock or something lately. I just get confused where a man thinks that food equals me, food equals getting under her skirt. Mr. Jackson.
Well, would it be expensive food? See, there's a difference. Picking a McDonald's? No, of course not. But
hey, Al, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
We hear you fine. What's going on with you?
I'll tell you a story. Well, first of all, hello to everyone in the chat or whatever kind of damn room it is. Hello, what it? Shit, y'all know what I mean. Hell, yeah, the gossip or whatever the hell you call it.
You just better be focusing on the road out there.
Yeah. I just want to tell the guys a story. I got a friend. I went to school with. I've still known her to this day. And when on her prom, fellas, on the night of her prom, they were leaving the auditorium, and her date wanted to have sex. She told him no. And do you know, on the way, I guess he was headed to the hotel, he dropped her off in the middle of the street and then turned around and went somewhere else. Left her in the middle of the street. She called her dad. She called home. Her mom answered the phone. The mom put on the phone with her dad. The dad came, picked her up, and took her to his house and told both her parents, I need you to give me all back the money that my daughter spent on her dress, her shoes, and her hair, because your son was thinking under her dress. And do you know, that's what they did? And she told, her dad told her, stop dealing with men like that. Because all this real man shit, a real man won't expect any coochie on the first date. He just won't expect it, because if you decide you want to take that woman out to a restaurant and you have expectations of wanting to fuck, you might as well just go home and pull your pants down and get in the closet, lay down on the floor and play with your thing, because that's what you deserve. If you play your cards right, just take out on a few dates and just be respectful. Don't even bring up sex. Even when you're on the phone with her, don't even bring up sex. Let her bring it up, because a lot of times they test you just to see. So just talk about everything else but the sex. When it comes around, be very limited. And so when the time does come, you'll get it. You'll get it. And I just think it's a cop out. It's a bunch of cowards. Dr. Monroe, Gary Monroe said a lot of these men's, their coochie is bigger than a woman's because that's all they thinking about. And so that's all I have to say. And I'm out of this damn chat room or whatever, this gossip room or whatever the hell y'all call it.
Thank you, Al.
All right.
Lord,
Now, I do want a preference. I do also want a preference. Al is a girl dad, so he has a son, but he also has daughters. So I could see where he's coming from in both aspects. Absolutely.
Woo, Lord. Yoga, how you doing? You there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. How are you?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can.
I'm remarkable. Shout out to both of y'all on the show. I seen you on the brother from Texas, the African Diaspora Network, and I didn't realize I recognized. But I want to comment on the content and what y'all are speaking on. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Yes.
Well, the brother who just came up, I strongly disagree with him and the story he gave. I was a young man. I went to prom. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, so I went to prom. Got a chance to go my junior year and senior year. Then I went my sophomore year because my girlfriend went to another school and she was a year older than me. And every one of those proms that I went to is memorable. You're 15, 16, 17 years old. It's memorable. And what I remember is the young lady that I went with, two different young ladies, one father was in the mix. When I came to the house, her father gave a rundown. Hey, y'all not going to the hotel after the dance. Come back by 12:30, 1 a.m. He gave a rundowns. And the other young lady, when I went to her house, when we went out to the prom, her brothers was there. It was like, hey, make sure she get back here and no wilding out. Everybody over the country knows that, that everybody or the guys try to have sex during prom. So for him to say that the father was like, this young man just left the daughter somewhere during prom because she didn't want to have sex. As a father, like, how did he have that young man's cell phone and talk to that young man before he took his daughter away from the house? So I just want to say something back to that. Now onto the topic
too,
of
that was like 1988 as well. Back then.
No, I went to prom in 1998.
No, I'm saying that the story that he was telling was like in the 80s. So there wouldn't have been like cell phones like that. That's the context that I'm trying to give it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So continue.
And the situation with this mother telling the other girls that they're not gonna abuse her son, like what we see with getting pregnant and child support and father alienation and taking the guy for his money and just looking to use the man as a utility in any type of way to trap him in any type of way. And I see it's a lot of mothers now are speaking up. They're saying, well, I see what's going on. I don't want y'all to, financially rape my son, emotionally rape my son, genetically rape my son of his seed and run off with the child. And we're seeing a lot of that. So, but what I have to say to those women now who want to go on social media and want to put out an alert to other women, a younger woman, to say, don't destroy my son. Well, my question is, where's the father? Because it seems like you're the mother that did that to the father of that son, and that's why the father is not there, and why she has to go all on social media and embarrass the young man and all that. What the father should be talking to him. So it seems like it takes one to know one. So when a woman knows that she done alienated, took a child away from the father, single mother, whatever her decision and her body, her choice and all that, now all of a sudden, and I'm one of the sons of that. Now all of a sudden, now it's time for your son to go out in the world. And what you did to the father and whatnot, now you the single mother, now all of a sudden you want to go out and you want to do the protection. So all these women that's doing that, it takes one to know one. So they had to do that to the father of those little boys, and that's what I want to come in on.
Thank you, Yoga. You know what? You raise a good point. And
Well,
I agree with you. Where is the father? Why wasn't the father having that conversation with him? And I don't know, was that the mom situation with the father? So, yeah, very good points. Anything else to add? No. GP, what's going on with you?
well, nothing much. I'm gonna keep this under 10 minutes because I have a date I have to start heading to in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, like I said in the comment section, stuff like that video is why I only would like to take a 40 through 55-year-old woman seriously, because that boy in that video was simping, and most young females expect all men to simp for them. And if you really think about a simp in a simplistic, logical perspective, a simp is really nothing more than a replaceable human sacrifice for the mistakes of all women. And I'm not going to be a replaceable sacrifice for the mistakes of all women. And then you see some of these simps that was raised by a single mama, and then they get married, had their own kids, and then they still want to protect all other women outside of their wife and their kids. And that's crazy. That's why I can't fool with young women. It's too much foolishness in my generation. Like I said, my father was born in 1955. My mother was born in 1964. So I may be 24, but I'm a very traditional-minded 24-year-old man. And back in my parents' time, Sexy Red, Suki Hana, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and all them would not have had global influence. The only influence they would have had on the culture was men who was having trouble with their wives at home would pay them to go smash behind closed doors. And I think you need to go back to that. The Sexy Red, Suki Hanas, and all the rest of the modern female rappers need to stop being allowed global influence, because it's poisoning the culture amongst women in my generation.
Absolutely. So you going on a date, huh?
Yes.
Where you going?
Well, I haven't decided that yet. The woman told me that I should decide the date. So I'm gonna just look up a few places that's near me, and then I'll decide from there, depending on the price range, because I'm financially irresponsible. There's barely any money left over every single time after I get paid. I'm relying on auto pay to get my bills paid.
Okay.
Hey, if you ain't got no kids and it's just you, hey,
Yes.
invest in you. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Invest in you. What do the ladies say? I know a lot of young ladies, they ain't got no kids and whatever. They're going on trips. They're doing whatever they're doing. The same thing goes for men.
Thanks.
You ain't got no kids handling your business. Yeah, reward yourself, because when you do have those kids, it's an Al Bundy rap. Done.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Yeah, and the thing is, with me, when I'm off from work, a lot of the times I like to be alone and regress to a carefree, childlike mental space, and then I watch cartoons from my childhood just to get rid of stress from the hardships of my job. And things, I know if I was responsible for a child's well-being on a day-to-day basis, I wouldn't be able to have a long time to regress to a childlike mental space, because I wouldn't want to have a level of seriousness and focus within the home. Being responsible for a child requires a level of seriousness and focus that I'm not comfortable with having outside the job.
All right. Well, you do tell us how your date went, and I hope that it goes good and you have a lot of fun and she enjoys herself as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All
Y'all
right.
have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yes, yes, yes. So there are young men running around here that don't have kids and, living their lives and working hard and things like that. But here's the sad thing about that, though. That brother there working hard, I don't know what job he does or whatever. And I'm not saying he's a square. He looks like a hardworking young dude. That brother there is least likely to be chosen in regards to, a lot of the modern women nowadays. I mean, you hear the 106 figures and all this other stuff like that. What gets me, Dimitri, is where are these young ladies coming up with these unrealistic numbers? That's what I don't understand. Where are these numbers coming from? Ladies, do you guys realize 100,000 making man in the Black community is less than 1%? It's less than 1%. A man over 6 feet tall is less in the whole United States. Let's get out of the Black community. Let's get out of the United States. It's less than 11% of men are over 6 feet tall. So where are they getting the? Okay. Let me say this before I go. You guys are looking for a unicorn that doesn't exist. It's a unicorn.
I don't know who who you talking to, but anyway, Thunder, you say DK, she knows she has a good son, and she knows what happens when a good man gets hurt. Sometimes he turns into a bad man. A woman made make or break a man. I mean, yeah, I get that, but somebody else on here, where did it go? Let's see. You made a really good point. Where'd it go? I'm sure I won't be able to find it now. Maybe it'll come up again. But basically, they said he's got to be a man, kind of get out there and learn the ropes on his own. I mean, I get the mom's concern. Just don't like how she did it. You know what I mean? I just think you should, especially since he seemed like he was uncomfortable with that. That's giving. I don't care if you like it. I'ma say what I got to say anyway. You know, because the kid and he's a kid to us. He was like nervous, and I'm sure he knows his mom, which is probably why he was like, oh my God, I don't know what she's gonna say. I know I wouldn't have wanted to be in his shoes. Say if that was my dad doing all that, I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. I'd be like, Dad, can we not? You can have a conversation with me, but we don't need to do this for the whole world. So let's see here, Mike. I'm gonna get down to these comments and then I will hear what you got to say. Angela says most women expect to go on a date with a gentleman, not an animal. Ooh, yes. Brina says take off the chains first, unless you want to send the wrong message. Or maybe he is still watching. That's kind of why I asked where he was going. He didn't know, so I just kind of left it alone. Yes, Common Man said he's starting out real good. Thunder says find yourself an older lady with a complete hip replacement. Get yourself a can of WD-40 for the joints. Have yourself a good evening. You tripping. James from Good Times, how you doing? Said, how old is the 1%? So you're talking about what Donovan saying, the 1% of men? Is that what you're saying? How old are they?
Yeah, usually that by the time they get to the 1% on average is about they're in their 40s or their 50s. A man's value increases as he gets older.
Yes, Brina, that was the Poetry Man and not the Poetry Man by Phoebe Snow, which was one of my mom's favorite songs. I just got nostalgia even thinking about that. I said maybe he may be going out with an older woman. Yeah, since that's what he likes, right? More Sam, how are you doing? It says, hey, D&D, another wonderful broadcast. Thank you. All right. And Common Man says it's a 5'11" world. Do tell. Angela says that's only a few delusional black women expecting to meet a man with 6-figure income. Yeah, well, we know that they just gonna keep on repeating the same old stuff. James says, can't their fathers help? The last good man in Jersey, how you doing? Says stopping by to drop a like. Well, we appreciate you for that. Brina, he crazy. I don't know. That Thunder says, DK, have you seen the documentary Silver Dollar Road? Yes, I have. Pissed me off. I did see it. Actually, did a post about it. And said that everybody should watch it because it's definitely a doozy, but it's nothing new, right? They've always been doing that to us. But it made me mad, especially about the brothers that went to jail. It's just straight up BS. But Silver Dollar Road is on Prime, and I don't know where else it's playing, but it's on Amazon Prime. Really, really good. Angela, you said that's only a few delusional black women expecting to date a 6-figure income. So, Michael, what is going on with you? Yoga, I see you. Do you want to blank out your screen before you come back up? There you go. What's happening, Michael?
Hi, Dimitri and Donovan. How you guys doing today?
We're doing well. How about yourself?
Not bad myself. Sorry for Sunday if I got a little excited. Apologize.
Oh, no worries.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Yeah. So what's on my mind is that sorry to be late. I didn't get a chance to see the video, but I'll say this in terms of like women looking for men who are at least 6'1", making 6-figure salary. and this might surprise. I think this might surprise a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure like you and Donovan might agree with me on this. Majority of men who make who make about 6 figure salary are actually like 5'1". So we can't go by like the appearance just because a man is 6'1" or is tall, assuming that he's rich. Because there are a lot of short people who are actually rich, who actually end up making more than men who are like 6'1". Because a lot of people who are short in their height tend to be like very humble about it. They don't like to like show off. So it's really about getting to know the man's character, what he provides at the table, what he can do to provide and protect. And to answer your question, don't tell me if this answers your question correctly. I think most people get this image that a majority of men are 6'1", they make 6 figure salary because TV really sells people the image that you can live a lavish lifestyle if you can find men who are at least 6'1", make 6 figure salary. They live like more than a medium sized house, and it's not the case majority of the time. And sometimes we don't look at the median. What's the median income for men? But depending on where they live, their occupation, because 50% of men, yes, do make 6 figure salary, and 50% of men don't make 6 figure salary. So it's really based on the middle number and the average.
Got you. You have anything else to add?
So yeah, and also saying and Donovan, I do understand like what's it like for like a mom who or ask their sons, oh, what's going on? How's your day? Kind of like putting like too much like pressure, and I definitely can relate to that because boys at the same time they want. I don't want to say not necessarily they don't want to talk to their moms about sensitive issues. They just need alone time to process. Because you're right, as men we process things differently. Our brain is hardwired differently. So that's why I think like sometimes it's good for men to talk to men because they understand the struggles what they go through. In terms of their hormone levels, stress, and sometimes it can work. Sometimes men can talk to women and women can talk to men, vice versa. So it really depends on the situation. If this answers your question, Donovan, or do you need me to clarify more?
Oh no, that's great because for the men that are on this show right now, Dimitri will even agree with it. How many of us watched the show Married with Children? Most of us, when we were in high school, weren't we superstar athletes? We thought we were going to the NBA, we're going to the NFL, and then reality sets in. Doesn't happen, right? What are we
Right.
doing when we don't make it? We're doing 40 hours a week plus for life. And that's what the show Married with Children was about because a lot of men could relate with the Al Bundy thing. You're not going to get all the beautiful girls. Some of us are going to settle down and have families and stuff. And that's what that whole show was about. And you guys will see me wear my No Ma'am shirt and, things like that because these are issues men deal with when it comes to think about it. Al Bundy, he really loved his wife. He really did love her and his family. But that don't stop a man from complaining and wishing he was somewhere else and doing other things. It doesn't stop him. Demetra, on that show, what was your favorite part of the show? Wasn't it when Al would go on vacation? Please explain that episode.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes. Married with Children is what we're talking about. Al Bundy, the man of the house, he went on vacation in the living room, and he roped it off for a week. He ropes it off and he says, don't disturb me for a week. He had his suitcase and his beers and his nudie magazines and the batteries to the remote control. And he sat there on the couch with his hands down his pants. And he's like, y'all may see me, but I'm not here, okay? Because he really couldn't afford to go nowhere. But he's like, I need a vacation from y'all.
And it reflected, if you really think about it, that show really reflected the reality of life for most men. That's the reality for most of us. Less than 1% of people will ever be a pro athlete. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and Brina, yes, the show was extremely biased, but it was supposed to be. It was so over the top with the male chauvinistic things, and also Peggy on the other side of it. She was just not. I'm, I might have been born in traditional times, but I'm just not. Here, I'm going to leave a can on the table for you with the can opener. And if you want dinner, you crack it open and you you cook it yourself.
Well,
Oh, by the way,
he's putting rat poison or something in the coffee to make him take her out. I mean, come on.
right. Or, she has her hand out, give me your money. So it was supposed to be biased and over the top. It was a spoof on married life, being married with children. So yeah.
Right. And then you got Marcy Darcy, who transwarps into an ultra feminist and stuff like that.
Very extreme. She had a beta husband, both
But
of them.
isn't the result of the show is our current society and it's negative.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
I would hold on. Can I make a point? When I got
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. I am saying I don't think that's the state of the current society, because let me ask you this, and then go ahead. And Michael, do you have anything else to add? Because I don't want to have a whole lot of people up here. Michael, I'm gonna bring you down so that we can bring more people up.
I'll just add this. Yeah, I'll just add it.
Because Yoga wants to speak.
Okay, Yoga can speak.
No, go ahead, because I want to bring you down. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. What's I talking about? Yes. So, what was gonna? Oh yeah. So I remember Married with Children. Yes, it's very traditional. So I do think it does have some reflection in today's society, because a lot of women are becoming more independent, career minded, and sometimes they don't need men to provide for them. And I just want to ask you quickly, Donovan, you mentioned about when a lot of men want to become athletes, and very few, less than 1%, I'm sorry, only 1% make it that far, and they're working 40 hours a week. And I'm just curious, did you have a dream of becoming a star athlete yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was a freshman in high school on the varsity team. Absolutely. I thought I was the stuff. I was a Magic Johnson disciple, rocked my Converse, had my Jerry curl. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah. You could be the assistant. You could be the assistant coach to the Lakers. I'm sure you get paid a lot of money.
Absolutely. So, Michael, thank you so much for coming up here. Come back and see us again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Yoga, what were you saying?
Yes, Demetria. I my internet, I'm traveling, so that's why I clicked off. But
Okay.
I wanted to point out something you said. You said you was feeling what the mom told the son, but you just didn't agree on how she did it.
Correct.
And that really hit me from a mental standpoint, because what took place is, and this is the angle that we didn't look at this situation in, and it's a major angle. What the mom did was made it seem like she was protecting her son, but she was doing a major chess move into trying to cement him into being a son husband by running all the girls his age away from him.
1 second. I'm sorry not to cut you off. I got a message on here. 1 second. It says, your guest OG is on Android Chrome, which has a bug that causes echo. Google's working to fix it for now. Please ask your guest to wear headphones. Okay, so OG, before I bring you up, it's saying that I guess whatever software that you're using, that it has a bug. So it's asking you to wear headphones. You have to have your headphones on, OG. Yeah, I can see you have them on.
It's echoing up. It's echoing up for me.
Not you. Somebody else. Y'all can't see them. I can see them. There. Before I bring them up, I see you have your headphones on. Well, let's see. Or use a different browser. So they said they informed you as well, right? Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Yoga. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me try to bring him up just to see if the echo's fixed. And if not, but I'm sorry. Hold that thought. All right, OG, say something real quick.
Something.
You sound good to me. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna put you back on mute. And I let Yoga go, but you sound good. So. All right, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
No, yeah, it wasn't you. It was OG. That it was giving me a warning that it might be a
Okay.
bug or something. Yeah, so sorry.
Oh. Yeah, so the play, what the mom did, she tried to present it to the world as if she's protecting her son because she knows what's going on. She's a single mom. She knows the game. and the family laws in this country in the USA. But she tried to present it as she's protecting him. What she's doing is a son husband move. She doesn't have a husband, and so they want to keep the kids around for their older age, and so they won't be lonely. So she's making moves publicly to embarrass the son and deter him from pursuing relationships with the young girls by embarrassing him like that on social media. And that's what I noticed, Kendra. I mean, I'm sorry, not Kendra, Miss K, Miss Demetria, that you even pointed out. Yeah, you had a problem with the way she did that publicly. So we got to look at the single mothers when they're setting the stage for the son where he can't lead a nest and he's inoperable and he's not prepared and have skills to lead a nest so he can be there and be the son husband. How many times we see this 35, 45 years old at home with the mom. The mom is elderly now, but now because of the advent of the internet, people starting to share notes, and we're starting to see what's going around the country. That it is a true problem, and it's not just, oh man, this just happened to me with my dad. And then now all of us, now we're in our 40s and 50s as men, and say, hey, hold on. We're the results, and the young kids are the first generation of all this. You know, you can't see your dad, but every other weekend crap. And now we're seeing what's going on. So that's a player move that she did to deter the young man, keep him in that beta state, and then they're gonna bully on him at school and pick on him at school about it through social media. And he's primed for son husband. So when he get 18 and 19 and having problems, stay right on here with mama. So that's another move, and I want to point that out.
You know what? I thought it, and I actually showed this. So Donovan can tell you, I showed this to him yesterday, and I said the same thing. But you know why I didn't say it? Because I didn't want people to get mad because I said that. But I totally agree with you. I thought it was a low key way of emasculating her son.
My mother came to the PTSA meeting at the school intoxicated, and I didn't know. I was at practice. I was in athletics, and she came to the PTSA meeting intoxicated. And I always thought about that. You know, when I got to college as a grown man, I said, why did she do that? Right now, my sister takes care of her. Her sisters, my aunties, uncles, my mom family don't take care of her. My sister took care of her, and I thought about it. My sister was left there when I went off to college, and my sister was the only one. And then my sister even say to this day, the way that mom done set things up for us, and I feel sorry because I know we the only one she got. Well, I'm the only one and nobody else. And I said, well, how she treated us, you think we supposed to be breaking our back now to retire her and do all of that? And my brother didn't do it. I didn't do it. And my sister was the only one. My auntie didn't. My uncles didn't. And these are all her relatives. And so now I'm able to process this stuff as a 40-year-old man, see what's going on over the country, and say, hold on. So she tried to son husband us. My brother, he wasn't feeling it. I was like, nah, it was just too embarrassing what happened to me. But she ended up son husband my sister. So my sister got her house with her husband and her daughters. But the daughters are old enough. They driving. They 16 and 17. So it's just like, okay, taking care of mom, but mom will just get her cigarettes and drinking and playing the porch. You know the type. You know the type. And then I'm a good mama because I come to the PTSA meeting and yell. And I didn't realize at the time why the young girls in high school was like, yo, we're not really trying to rock with you, but we your mom, like my mom, if the young lady told me for prom, remember I told you I went to prom, she said my grandma them did say something about the situation. Your mom was at the PTSA meeting at the school and the parents teacher thing. So that did have an effect on me, and it made me think like, yo, when I was in prom in high school, her people said something about my mom at the PTSA meeting. So we got a lot of women kicking that single mother, I'm strong, and I'm doing it by myself, and at the same time, making sure that they sabotage their sons in the name of I love my son. And so I'm glad that you're doing the show. But this is one thing I would say, we're gonna need more sisters to call it out.
And And I thank you for telling your story. I try to. It's not always a friendly situation for me, because I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, in regards to it is low key emasculating of her son. I just didn't want to say it because I don't have the energy to go there with people today. I just I didn't drink enough vegetable juice today for all of that. But let me ask you this before I give it to OG and bring Black America up here. Uh, how are you with your mom now?
Uh, I my grandmother passed. We had her funeral November, October 13th. That was Friday 13th of last month in Atlanta. And it was my father's mother, and she gave me a lot of insight about who my mother and father really are. In my 40s, we don't really know our parents. I was trying to understand some things, and she really went on and gave it to me once I was grown. And the next day after the funeral, I told my father, I didn't know his reaction to losing his mother. I said, hey, let's go get your passport. I'm big in the travel community. He got the passport the next day. 2 days ago, we just came back from DR, his first time ever leaving the country. And and uh and on the way back, he got my niece and my mom is with my sister. You see, my sister take care of my mom. So I said, get mom a shirt and some and stuff too. Now, I hadn't talked to my mom in a couple, well, probably over a year, because when I went to my mom and my dad and I told them what my grandma told me, who the real them are, my dad was able to say, okay, he bagged up, he backpedaled a little bit, then he was able to take accountability, from the 80s, the 90s, what was going on. I went to my mom the same way. Hey, grandma done told me who y'all really are, what was going on. We were the kids. My mom still didn't take accountability. My mom still then what I did is got her in the room with my father, my younger brother. We had a family meeting because it was real to me. I didn't. I needed this closure, and my mom just said, "Well, I used to drink and I don't remember no more." So and it still hurt me, my sister, me and my brother. Like, she still won't give. That's the only answer she'll give us on all of it. And so, because she still didn't have no accountability, I had to say, well, that hurt me that you didn't do it that way. So I can't come around. I forgive you, but if you can't take accountability and at least talk to us, because she had an alcohol problem.
Right.
And so me and mom not really talking. Sister take care of her, and dad was able to be accountable. So I took him to DR, and this has changed his life. He just got back to Atlanta 2 or 3 days ago, and he's already seeing now he might be able to retire. They got condos and apartments over there looking at the beach with expat communities for $500 a month, furnished. So now he got a part of the community with other seniors on what's going on, and I deliberately took him and showed him the world. And when he was accountable with me, he was able to tell me what skills he didn't have as a father and his connection with his father. He didn't really have a connection with his father until his father about 2 years before he was gonna pass, and he was an alcoholic at that time. So I was able to realize everything with my father and my mother, and I went proactively to make bonds to move on because I want them in the grandkids' lives.
Right.
But mom, so for mom, and I told her this. I said my sister is married and stuff because my sister married one of my coworkers. One of my guys that work with me, I
Well,
got my sister.
let me say this because I want to give everybody else a chance to have the floor. What I would like for you to do is, to come back up here at another time so we could, have a really a detailed discussion about if that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Thanks. I just was that little boy in that video with this lady on
I
social
figured
media.
that's why you kind of it hit home for you. So I figured that that's what it was. But what I do wish for you is continued healing. Because I know what it's like to kind of grow up with some things in your childhood and you kind of trying to sort through them as an adult. But I do wish you continued healing. And again, please come back and see us again.
Thank you. And I
You're welcome.
think when the women are doing this outlandish, crazy hair color styles and all this stuff, that's hurting the kids too. That's embarrassing the kids. Because my mom did. I felt embarrassed because of my mom's obesity. But I do have younger family members now. They're embarrassed because I got younger cousins going up to the school with gold hair and red hair, and it embarrassed the young little boy, the younger cousins. And I'm gonna land the plane there.
I thank you so much. Come back and see us again. Okay. OG, thank you for your patience. How are you this fine evening? Let me unmute you. There you go.
Okay, I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We're doing fabulous.
Well, I want to say one thing. I've been watching a while. I don't even know what really made me call, but that last call, I know I'm gonna get off the phone and call my mother because I was raised by a single black woman, and a lot of the stuff I'm hearing, I did not go through that or experience that, and it's just like I'm blessed for my mother. I'm soon as I get off of this, I'm calling her and I'm gonna tell her what's been going on. Just I always tell her I appreciate her. Cause it's like I had no father, never met him, never heard about him. We never got child support, but I never heard her complain. It wasn't no, oh, I can't stand you. You look like him. I never got that. And my mother, she she could never make me a man. But the way she raised me is like she told me a lot about women, and it's just like and what to avoid of women. So it's like I just be surprised about what I hear a lot of time because I don't see this in real life. The modern woman, I only see it when I get on the internet. I've never met these women or seen these women in real life. I see the color hair and the weaves and everything, but like the attitudes, the entitlement, I just feel like it's a select few and people should stop focusing on the internet so much because that's not real life. It's just like it can't be. And it's like I have a lot of women in my family, and it's like I don't see this. Like maybe like my younger nieces and things, they're starting to get influenced by society, but like women within my age range and older, I just never seen this. And a lot of times when I hear everybody talk about what's going on, it's just like, where's you meeting these women? Like I don't have nothing against passport bros. I've had a passport since I was a child. So I'm all about getting your passport, going to different my kids before I have a son's 20, a son that's 18, but before they was old enough, they all had passports. But not for the reason why people getting passports now. It's just it baffles me sometimes. I just feel like a lot of this is for entertainment, a lot of this is for shock value. And if you're not on the internet doing the same thing and you just watching the internet, it's like stop taking it so seriously. Because I make my little comments every now and then, and some people try to come at me, and I'm like, it's the internet. I look at it as a form of entertainment. I get my news from there. I get the information I want, and besides that, I like to laugh. I like to see what's going on, but it's like, yeah, I don't see this. That's why I'm like, I only see it when I get on YouTube, if I get on social media, which is rarely, and I don't see it. But I'm not in the dating world. I've been married 17 years. I've been with my woman I've been with her over 20 years. I don't have baby mamas. I have 3 sons and they all by the same woman. And guess what? I had babies with somebody I actually not just like that I was in love with. I'm still in love with her. Like I have to argue with my friends about marriage all the time because they're against it. And it's just like, I'm like, y'all don't got money like that. So worrying about somebody taking your money is irrelevant. Only millionaires and billionaires should be worried about that. So I don't know. It's the whole modern woman thing. It's like I said, I just see it on the internet and I get it. Looking at it from the internet, but I'm like real life, just moving around, working, meeting people, seeing. It's like it's a select few. I don't see it. It can develop into a problem. But right now, it's just sit back and laugh because that's all it is. It's funny to me.
Absolutely. Well, you know
he was speaking facts there. That he said nothing but facts. You really can't dispute it. I mean, the man's been married in a relationship with his wife for 20 something years, which is really sad, OG, because isn't it sad that you could be in our age range and stuff? I know I'm a little older than you, but you could be in that age range and it's unusual to be married for 20 years. You know, it's like a weird thing. Isn't that crazy that we were at that part of society to where if you were married to the same spouse for over 20, maybe even 10 years, it's looked at like, what? Huh? Sad.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes, oh, wait till you get a divorce. And I'm like, I'm not even thinking about that. That's not on nobody's mind. I'm happy. You know, it's been times even where I lost a job and she had to pick up the responsibility. I was still the head of the household. I still dictate how everything went. It was just like, but it wasn't like she never rubbed it in my face like, oh, I'm working, you not. No, it's just like sometimes the road got to switch and stuff happens. Then when she lost her job, I got back on it like I was supposed to. I remember I saved up enough money for us.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there you go. You kind of cut back off.
And
Yeah,
I just went 6, 7 months one time and none of us worked. And I just saved up enough money so we could do that and just see how that was the experience. We got back on it because the money didn't last, but it was just, I don't know. I don't know what people got against a lot of things. I see the comment. I don't know if I'm an exception. I feel like everybody could do what I do. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the 90s. I was influenced by the same thing everybody else was influenced. Like I said, I had a single black mother raising me, no father, no help, all that. And then it's like, I take care of my kids. I love being a father. And it's like, I love my wife. I love taking care of my wife. And she don't emasculate me. She don't make me feel like I'm not the king of my household. And people need to stop taking the internet so seriously and just sometimes, even when it seems like untrue or baffling, just laugh at it. Because that's all it is. It's entertainment, and especially with the celebrities, with stuff that's going on like Will and Jada and Keke Palmer. I don't even know if a lot of that stuff is real. They're in Hollywood. They make movies for a living. Like I seen the pictures, I see the court documents, but it's like I'm not actually there. I don't know how real it is.
exactly. Yeah, I agree. Like you said, this is the internet, and I think unfortunately, a lot of people get too wrapped up on the internet. You can put anything on the World Wide Web, anything. I mean, even on Google, you put just about anything, and people they just run off as facts. So let's see here. I'm gonna put you on mute for just a second. And Pop, how you doing? Says I only had 9 years and I really miss my wife. Today is one of those days I can't eat and I doubt I will sleep. Well, my continued prayers for you, as I know you just recently lost your wife. I don't want to say I know how you feel because I don't. But I know that it cannot be easy, especially having somebody in your life for that long and then they're not there anymore. So I pray that at least just day by day you can find some comfort. I don't try to find it all at once. Just find it day by day. Celebrate those wins when you are able to eat something. The nights that you are able to sleep. But yeah, take it day by day because it's healing and the grieving process. It's a journey. It really is. I lost my mom 7 years ago. The 17th coming up. And it doesn't get any easier. You learn to live without your loved one, but you still miss them as if it just happened, right? So again, I pray that you will find some comfort at least just for tonight. So that is truly my prayer. Black America, hold on one second. Let me get these comments down. Patty says, I personally don't think there is anything wrong with taking care of your parents at their old age. There are circumstances that can make it difficult to do, want to do this. And maybe I read it wrong. Sorry about that. And Thunder says, we need more callers like this. I totally agree with you. And Dia, how you doing too? He says, oh, OG was raised by a single black mother, no father, and he didn't bash his absent black father. Yep, I noticed that as well. And ML, how you doing? Says OG is a real one who got blessed with a real one. I believe it's pretty rare these days. And more, Sammy says, so agreed. So you're talking to your average logical thinker. They like your cat. Donovan and Common Man says your mother actually loved you. She raised you to be a man, not like some of these women who have kids just for the government check. You were blessed, and so was your mother. Yep. All right. And yes, our condolences to you, Pop. All right. Black America, what's on your mind?
You said that with a bunch of enthusiasm. I love it.
That's been my
I freaking love it. Well, I just want to say good on that young man that had called previously, and that comment that you had about you won't get many calls like that because he's an anomaly. Like that's not something that happens on a normal basis. Like cats like that, I mean, yeah, it can happen, But that young brother, and like I say, good on him. I mean, but it's not. I In my men's group, we have a lot of men that are feeling that Al Bundy right now. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's because I'm older. We get in our 50s and your wife get fat and everybody get complacent and she can't make a sandwich no more and she breathe heavy when she going up the stairs. And it's like, and these are well-to-do men. These are firefighters. These are electricians. These are plumbers. These are truck drivers. So it's not that they're bum men that's working at a little 7-Eleven type job. And it's just it's funny when I'm thinking about that young man because I hadn't seen that before, but I had to tell one of my sons the other day. I said, no matter what happens, you never let your mother move in with you. And it's not because you don't love your mom or because I don't love your mom. It's because of her actions are going to lead to the consequences that she ends up with. The things that she has done in her past is going to lead to her outcomes. And it's not that you don't love her and you don't care about her, but some people you can't save everybody. Some people you got to let them go, else they're going. I definitely don't want him to bring her in the house with him and his wife, and she tear down his stuff because of an attitude or that's not how I would do it or something. One of those type things. It's interesting. Also, I seen an interview with Marlon Wayans a while back, and he said when his mother was dying, he told her, "Mama, I never got married because I wouldn't want any woman to replace the love in my heart that I have for you." So that son husband thing is definitely real, and like I said, it didn't happen to that young brother, and I'm glad that it didn't. But it's a lot of men or young men that's kind of feeling that same way. So see, I didn't say nothing bad. I ain't say no cuss words today.
I'm shocked. Do y'all want to respond to Mr. Black America? Go ahead, OG. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell my son that. If for some odd reason I'm not with his mother no more, I would not tell my son that. The relationship the relationship he has with his mother is different than my relationship with him. Like I get what he's saying. That's why I was like, I don't see this stuff in real life. I don't be getting it because I done had my wife's parents stay with us. Even this past summer, my mother and my nieces were staying with us. It's like we family. Sometimes things happen. It's like the love I have for my mother and the love I have for my wife is two different types of love. I don't know how any man can confuse it. So I don't know. That internet, you gotta laugh.
Yeah, and I've heard that about Marlon Wayne saying that he didn't get married because his mama, and I don't know. Sounds like Oedipus syndrome to me. That's the mythology, the story about the son being in love with his mom or vice versa. Nothing, sexual, but at least I don't think they did. But yeah, that's kind of, that's kind of what it's giving. And like you said, I think a man should be able to know the difference between the love for your mom and the love for your woman. And that's kind of why I made a short video today. It was a snippet of the show that Donovan and I did. That's also for the mothers to know the difference. You see your son, especially if he's got a woman or something, back up. You don't have to be all up in their business. Now, if they come for you for advice, then that's a different story. But you telling him or something, I don't know, about her and all this other stuff. That makes me wonder why moms act like that. It's like, are you afraid to be replaced, or are you seeing a skewed relationship with your son that maybe shouldn't be there? Because a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes, some moms, they see themselves as the woman in their son's life. I'm the woman in his life. Another woman comes around and she gonna find 50, 11 reasons why he shouldn't be with her. even if there's nothing wrong with her, anything like that. So yeah, I don't know. That just sounds unhealthy. To me,
I got one more thing to say because I need to go to work out. I ain't even expect to call.
uh-oh.
But it's about the height thing. Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
Yeah,
man, he
go.
freezing up. I
No,
want to
no.
hear that.
There
I
you
want to
go.
hear the height thing. There
All
we
right.
go.
There you go.
You there? Okay, there you
See,
go.
I'm trying to do the truth. The internet messing up on me now.
No, we can hear you.
Every woman not almost every woman I ever dated or talked to has been taller than me. I'm short. I'm 5'5". I ain't even realized I was short till after high school. And it's like that height thing, even if a woman thinks that's what she want, confidence. Confidence. That's the main thing. You could be broke too. I've done been broke. No car, staying with my mother, and I can still pull females. It's the confidence. It's my mouthpiece, not being able to afraid to talk. Because they'll say something, they might try to, a little clown pat you on your head or something, but after 15 minutes, they know what's up. That's what I was saying. It's like the tallest woman I dated was 5'11". No problems that she had that my height that she made it be known to me. My wife now is taller than me. Everybody taller than me in the house. All my kids taller than me. So it's like it's a confidence thing. That height thing, the money thing, it matters to a select few. But even them, if your game is right and you know how to talk, you could get them. And I'm gonna say peace, and I'm gonna let you go because I need to work
Hold
out.
on. Can I ask you a question though, real quick?
Yeah,
Are you in shape?
I'm in shape now. 7 years ago,
Okay.
no. They used to
Okay.
they didn't even want me to lose the weight.
Okay. Do you? So you never had problem with getting women? Have you
No.
always been at getting your money?
For myself, I always made the illusion that I was broke. Like if I would go meet a female, I would park my car around her house or apartment and made it seem like I caught the bus or I walked there or somebody dropped me off. I ain't like
No,
letting them
brother.
know I had
No,
a vehicle.
no, brother. What I want to know is, did you always have on a clean fit, clean shoes, things of that nature?
Yeah,
See, that's the problem. See, you don't
also.
understand. It's not it's not a problem per se, but a lot of us as men, it's like Donovan, you know, with these cats and dogs in his house. Like this brother probably got more fur on him than Huggy Bear in one of the pimp movies. Okay, so when it comes, see, Miss D knows she like I can't even sit down in the house.
I ain't said a word. I'm sitting up here. I'm in the comment section. I ain't said nothing.
So when it comes to that, you know, it's the way you carry yourself for one. And yeah, I agree. I'm not as your stature, but I'm not a tall man. And for all of my life, especially once I got grown, you know, women would be like, "Oh, you too short for me." I'm like 3-4 inches taller than you. Oh, you don't make enough money. Like you have no idea. You know, they found out I'm a truck driver or something like that. Oh, you don't make enough money. Like what kind of money do you think a truck driver makes? Like you guys, you're a firefighter. You don't make enough money. So women see certain things that they like about men, and whatever it is, you got the glow, you got that Santa Claus beard, you got going, whatever. You know, the chicks are digging that. But
No, I'm
like
talking about
I
young me, not old me. Young me, I was
what
working at Jack in the Box, Domino's, and pulling.
but but you had them fresh shoes on and was able to buy yourself something. You see what I
True.
mean? You're not in the same situation as somebody working at Jack in the Box or McDonald's, or not even being able to do that and have anything that they bring into the house, they got to give it to their parent, you know, or their mother. So you were blessed all around, brother. I like I said, kudos to you, and I don't have anything bad to say about you. The whole thing about it is our understanding as men when we are looking at other men. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we always need to think, what if I had to put on his shoes? You know what I mean? What if I had to be like him and take myself down a peg? So, or even up a peg. We all want to reach for better things. All of us can't have those better things. You see what I mean? You got the
Yeah.
wife 17 years, man. That's a blessing. It's some cats that can't even get a girl to, look at them twice.
OG said his pre-workout is about to gonna need another re-up on his pre-workout.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I got that the pandemic. It don't run out. It had my eyes twitching back and forth. So I know what you mean. All right. Well, good on you, brother. Have a good workout, sir.
All right. Peace, y'all.
I'm just sitting here, Black America. I ain't said a word. I want to go back to this comment here. Comment man says, my father died living with my older sister, so I believe that kids should take care of their parents and their parents in their their last days. But that's how my family rolls. I agree. If my mom had come to stay with me at one point in time, and she also died. My sister was taking care of her. So I agree. It would never be a second thought as to whether my father or my mother is going to come stay with me if they needed to do that. I wouldn't be like, well, let me, talk it over. And I would hope that I wasn't with somebody who would say, well, I don't know about you. Even if my mom or my daddy was problematic, okay, they might have a point. But knowing my parents, I would hope that I wouldn't be with somebody that would have an issue with me taking one of my parents in, because I wouldn't have a problem taking one of their parents in. But again, in other people's communities, that's what they do. They don't hesitate. In fact, they insist, grandma, grandpa, y'all come live with us, because it's, for one, providing wisdom. They act as griots, if you will, storytellers. They pass down the legacies and the stories and stuff to the grandchildren. And they are also all saving on bills, and they don't have to farm the children out, if you will, to daycare, whatever. But yeah, I'm with you, Common Man. It wouldn't even be a second thought to me.
But notice, and this is what I always say when it comes to roles. Usually in situations like that, it's the women in the family that help take care of the elder people, because women are natural nurturers. Okay, I'll give you even a better example. Like Demetria, and my situation. I have my widowed mother who raised me and my brother and I, right? Now, I'm not going to be sitting, dealing with my mom like that, other than financially. My mom doesn't have a want for anything financially. So if what I'm going to do is take care of her by, if she needs a nurse or in living assistance and things, in living assistance. But like men, our nature, if we're by ourselves, we're not going to take care of our parents like that, because men are wired differently. Now, if I have a wife and me, hey mom, come stay here, or her mom, parents, come stay here, because there's somebody that's going to be there that's going to take that load. But men in general, we're just not wired to do that. You need a nurturing person that has a good bedside manner and do those things. Because the reason why I say this, especially when it comes to elder people, okay, a good example, like my mother. I do not want to have to help my mom to the bathroom and do things that I should not be seeing in aspects like that. So, yes, I'm all in agreement. We should be helping our elderly and things. But you will find that it's always a lot of women in the family that do most of the lifting when it comes to that. And with today's society, and I'm just speaking for myself, I have 2 boys. My kids ain't going to take care of me. It's a wrap. So if you're a father that has daughters, I tell my brother this all the time. He has 2 daughters. He's going to be taken care of in his old age. But when it comes to those boys, it ain't going to happen.
Al was saying one time he was dating a woman who said she don't date men unless their mamas are dead. Said because their mama be doing too much, be all up in the mix. My son this, my son that. So she says, unless your mama is dead or on her way out, I can't mess with you. That's a little harsh, but I'm sure she's been through some things that made her come to that conclusion.
Well, Demetria, in my family right now, my mom has issues with my brother's spouse, and they haven't talked. And I'm in the middle. I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. So this isn't something that we're not talking without having actual experience, everybody. I'm sure everybody has something like that. But see, with my mom's generation, and my mom's problem is that generation, the most selfish generation ever in the United States of America's history. Most generations serve for 20 years in power, and then they concede to the next generation. We have an 80-year-old man that is president. How the hell did that happen? That generation thinks lower generations owe them something, and that's not real, and it's just not real. Because the fact of the matter is, they have used up all the resources and screwed this country up so badly. How can we expect our children or our grandchildren to help us when they can't even find a damn job?
Let me go back to this one too. Oops. Your average logical thinker, you say you ain't mad about that, huh? Michael, you say Demetria in other communities is changing. It's changing when they come over here and they get westernized, but even still, a lot of communities, abuela, and whatever they call it, whatever Asian country they're from, they are the grandfather. They live with them if they're not able to be on their own. It's just it's not even a second thought. We used to be that way in our community, but we've gotten a little bit on the selfish side. But a lot of times we think it's all right to farm our parents out to a nursing home or something like that, where they're not going to care for them. And is it inconvenient? Yeah, sure, it's inconvenient. But for me, I would have it no other way. I wouldn't entrust my parents with a nursing home. But the other thing would be for them too is to get long-term care or critical illness or something like that. A policy that way, if something were to happen to them, which something's going to happen to us all eventually, they can have some help outside of yourself to come in and kind of pinch hit for you. But yeah, so Michael, a lot of other communities are getting westernized, and it's a shame. And Fly Guy, how you doing? He says, I'm wired to take care of my mother and grandmother. I am so glad that you are. I find it kind of odd when I hear men say, stuff like, oh, my mama can't come live with me. And unless your mom's just a horrible person. Okay, yeah, maybe I get that. But she can't come live with me. I don't know. It's just weird to me. Let's see here.
Wait, I have a question for you. Well, what if you got a mom that is so independent that she refuses to live with you, even though, it is what it is? Yeah, that's, and that's another thing. Good example. You got men out there that have mothers that are so independent. I got my own house. I ain't going to do all this. So what do you do then? There's nothing you can do.
She's on her own. There's nothing you can't make her. She's grown and she still has her faculties and stuff about her. Yeah, you can't make her. Unfortunately, there will come a time where she ain't gonna have a choice. Mr. Cass World, that is my song right there. Matter of fact, that's one I saw my workout list of songs to listen to. K Solo, Your Mom's in My Business. She's in my business. Can't you see, girl? That is my jam. It always has been since like 1990 or so.
Stop it. You guys, when we were in high school, BDP and the conscious movement came to the college. Demetria was in her Timberland boots on the stage doing whatever with BDP and all that other stuff. This woman has X-Clan all up in her place selection.
I really do. Okay. I really do. Y'all know, I listen to a lot of hip hop. I listen to everything, right? But if I had to say that I was a genre of music, it probably would be hip hop. But again, I like everything jazz. I try to listen to that old school music. I like it all. But I would say hip hop really changes my mindset. Like if I'm not feeling well or whatever, I'm like, all right, let me put on my my hip hop list or whatever. So yeah. All right. So Common Man says, me either, Demetria. My father respected my older sister's home and saw her and her husband as head of the house. He didn't try to rule their home like some people do. Yeah, you don't got parents like that. Well, I think y'all should. Ma, I think you need to button your lip. Okay, go on and watch, Mama's Family, whatever it is you was doing. Because we gonna do what we doing. But yeah, if your parents are unproblematic, I don't see the problem. Like I said, it would never be a second thought to me. Thandi says, did you hear that people are stealing groceries now? Hard times are coming. Big Mama's house will once again be the family safe haven. This is why we must keep whatever property we can in the family. Yeah, and I was going to say that, unfortunately, we are selling Big Mama's house, and there's nowhere to go back to. But yeah. I don't know if y'all saw a story about the people here in Houston that was stealing oxtails and steaks. They got pulled over with a bunch of, it was two dudes. With a bunch of oxtails and steaks and stuff like that. So it was like, but it's going to get worse. Just just keep waiting. Right. Let's see here. Michael, you say, Demetri Donovan, I am in home health care. I take care of both men and women. For men, they need supervision in terms of going to the bathroom safely. Can you say that I don't know how to nurture?
No, if you're in that profession, you must be a professional. You've been trained. Now, don't get me wrong. As a man to another man, I have no problem taking care of, military guys, buddy self-care. Everybody's been trained on that. So I can relate to what a guy goes through, but it's very hard for me to relate to what a woman goes through, but much less my mother. You know what I mean? So if my father was in a bad situation and he's an older man, whatever, yeah, I can deal with that because he's a man. But as far as my mom, I'm not going to deal with that. I have to bring in a healthcare professional that will deal with my mom on a basis. And when we talk about putting our loved ones in homes, yes, that's horrible in the situation, because what a lot of people do is they put their loved one in the homes and they never visit. Now, if I had to do that to my mom, oh no, I would be visiting on a regular basis. So I think there's a big difference when you start warehousing these older people, you should be a damn shame to yourself.
Yeah, and so you say, can you say that I don't know how to nurture? I don't know if you know how to nurture, but I think it's easy to escort a man to the restroom. Doesn't mean you're nurturing. Because to me, when I hear that, I hear the difference between soft and hard skills. Soft skills, hard skills. Hard skills is I'm walking Mr. Johnson to the restroom so he can use his Johnson. A soft skills is how you're treating him. Are you walking to the bathroom with compassion? Oh, don't worry, Mr. Johnson, I understand. You know what, we're all going to get there. Here, let me help you. Let me know if there's anything else I could do for you. So that's kind of what I hear. What am I nurturing because I'm walking him to the bathroom? Hard skills. Soft skills is how you're doing it, if that makes any sense. So you may be, Michael, I don't know. Okay. So you're saying it's changing in Asia. I mean, it might be, Michael. I don't know. I know just traditionally that's the way it is. Yeah, X-Clan, Boogie Down Productions, all that, right? POP says, my wife helped me turn the living room into my grandma's hospice. No one here goes to an old folks home. I love my grandparents. Yeah, it's the way it should be. Like Donovan said, a lot of people put them in there and just leave them and forget about them. And have you visited mom lately? No, I thought you was going to visit her. So you don't know what's going on with mom? Did you just up in Shady Pines and nobody knows what's going on with her? Remember all the Golden Girls, Dorothy would always threaten Sophia with Shady Pines.
Or what's that? A Diary of a Mad Black Woman. The poor man is defenseless in the damn tub, and she's just torturing that man.
Yeah, that's what he get. Mr. Cass World, you say that's why I love 90s hip hop. They talk about everything. Yeah, that was big conscious movement, very big. And Emily says, I took care of maternal grandmother dementia. Somebody got to do the work. Yeah, and I've never been around anybody with dementia, but I heard it's very heartbreaking. Thunder says, speaking of the election, you might want to stock up on supplies just in case things get extremely stupid. Every time I go to the store, I get some water, beans, rice, and some other things just in case, not if, but when it goes down, and some other seasons, because I don't want to be eating no bland beans and rice every day. Your average logical thing says, common man, same here, refuse to stay with my kid and his wife. I won't burden him like that. Nope. Yeah, I mean, you never know, right? Moni, how you doing? Says, what's the Detroit love to you guys? My gorgeous Donovan, Demetria, what a wonderful evening. Will you guys be on next Tuesday live, Donovan? You got to start doing more lives. Yeah, we'll be on Tuesday, God willing, unless the zombie apocalypse happen, then we'll be on the run like you, Moni. Michael says, I've been working in home health care for about 4 years. Independent women utilize home health care for support and supervision. Okay. Your average logical thinker says self-aid and buddy care. Yeah, buddy. Okay. And Thunder says 40 pounds of oxtails, and go back and watch that clip again. Those men working in that store were extremely respectful. It's nice to know that we still have men that are raised correctly. Absolutely. You know what's so funny, and not maybe not funny. I always find that men in customer service are extremely cordial, amiable. They're nice. I rarely have issues with men in customer service. It's rare. I can't even remember the last time that I've had an issue. Women, you know, I've come across nice women, but if it's a bad experience, it's usually with women. Let's see here. Monty says, to tell the truth, Demetri, I could go for some of that delicious oxtail, a couple packs of it. I'm getting some next week. Yeah, they was the plug, but they got caught. And average logical thing says, can you call it nurturing if you're getting paid to do it? And that's kind of where I was going, but you went there. That's why I was saying is, I hear the difference between hard and soft skills is it's a technical thing to be walking a man to go to the bathroom, but it's how you do it. Are you compassionate about it? So Ali says, when my mom beat breast cancer, I had to help her change her bra. Yeah, that's just, in those situations. And, and Donovan, he has a story like that as well. You put yourself aside, it's your mom, but she's so much more at that point, because it's like, not that she's a child, but it's like she needs me. She needs me, and I need to help her. And I see past all the stereotypes of the things that some other people will see as abnormal. And my younger brother as well, when my mom was in hospice, he was helping us too, washing her down and everything. I don't want to say she stopped being our mom. She's always our mom, but it's like she's kind of like our patient now. We're caring for her. We're nurturing her. So I get it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a situation where you got to do what you got to do, of course, there's no ifs, ands, or but about that. It's just the idea that if you do have means, at least for me, let me speak for myself. At least for me, my mom is wealthy. I'm doing okay for myself. Yeah, mom's gonna be set up. My mom doesn't want for anything, so she's gonna be set up, and I'm gonna pay somebody to do that because I just can't. But for a lot of people, that could be traumatic. When my wife had a double mastectomy, I went through some traumatic crap, but the reason I did it is because I loved her, and that's my wife. I'm responsible for what she does. But my mother, I don't want to see that.
Common Man says that's why women always have problems at the VA. I think they aren't used to being cared for. Women vets often have arguments with the nurses at Veterans Administration Hospital. For real?
True story. Yeah, the women be going off. True.
Wow. Brina says military men get mean in their old age. Yes, they do. They absolutely just mean old grumpy crabs. Just mean.
Eat the damn cake on them. What did I just say? What did I
say? They turn into pirates. You say anything is better than tuna and cold beans. Ooh, that's horrible. Yeah, I got some cans of tuna in there as well. If it goes down, it wouldn't be what I want to eat, but survival. And I actually got that from Walter. Walter's garage looks like a war basement or something. If it was to go down, yeah, he's gonna survive on a whole bunch of stuff for a very long time. Thunder says, look at it this way: give the elderly the same help that you would want to receive when you get to be their age, and hopefully some of the goodness will come around to you. Yeah. And I love older people. I really do. I love talking to them. And I just really do. Like I've gone to the VA before, and I like to help people. There was this man, he was in a wheelchair, and I think he was missing a leg or two or something like that. And he was, going across the walk, with the crosswalk. Everybody's just passing him by. Nobody's really helping him. So I got behind him. I said, where can I push you to? And he says, oh, thank you. And I pushed him all the way. He went far up in the VA, because if you've ever been to the VA, it's huge. So I pushed him where he went. I gotta go. He says, thank you so much. But I'm like, yeah.
You try to get your number, because most of those old vets, those guys are players from the Himalaya.
I think he had other issues. Okay, the man was missing a leg or two. Okay, the last thing he was worried about was me. But what I'm saying is, I really do love older people. I think they're so sweet. They're so cute. They have, all these stories they like to tell. And I just love it. I love being in the company of elderly people. And Morris Salmon says, I agree about the men being more cordial in customer service. They aren't emotionally attached to the job. Yeah, they just there. Hey, how you doing? Okay, yeah, it's gonna be this, that, and the other. But some of the women is, they have a day or two. ML says old lady spit, bite, scratch, punch, kick, and everything. Ooh wee. Hey Jasmine, he says I'll be taking care of Granny. That's Donovan's niece. She says I'm taking care of her. Well, I'm
Good luck
glad.
with that. All I gotta say is good luck with that. If we can't get her to do what she needs to do now, good luck.
Well, when she's older, she ain't gonna. My dad is the same way. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. We're not having that conversation. I'm not there yet. But like, you just wait for it. You will be.
That's what I'm saying. My mom, I'm very boisterous, whatever. But Demetrius has met my mom and everything like that. We can't get her to do what she needs to do now. So God forbid when she gets even a little older. But Jasmine's young and strong, and she can handle it. So
absolutely. Well, I'm glad to hear that she is going to be doing that. Marty says, I'd like to know, Demetria, what do you think about Texas, of them creating more laws that you are not allowed to read to students about Black? Donovan, what is your take on illegal immigration rights? I don't care what laws they make in Texas about me being not able to read, or I guess be in school, I would imagine. But again, why are we sending our children to school for them to learn about being Black? They should be learning about being Black from you. I think it's nonsensical for any parent to send their child to school and say, okay, Miss White teacher, teach my daughter how to be Black. I think it's silly. Teach your children at home. That way, when they go and they try to teach them something about being Black, they'll be able to spot the bull cocker. Like I said, my daughter, she didn't go to school. Inculcating the ideology that they have for her about being Black. Like I told you, my daughter was 5 years old, St. Patrick's Day. She asked me which one was her leprechaun. I said, of course, it's the brown one. My daughter knew better than to be painting some people pink. She painted a leprechaun that was the color of her. So I knew I was on the right track then. So
let me answer this part. Donovan, what is your take on illegal immigration rights? That whole statement right there is nonsensical. And I don't mean that to say that to be disrespectful. If you are illegal and in another country, you have no rights. Simple as that. I don't believe in it. If you come here illegally, you have no rights other than the human rights that everybody is born with, I guess. But outside of what they're giving to the illegal immigrants here compared to Black people who actually do vote, no. If you're illegal, I don't believe in any rights. I believe, put it like this: if Trump wins re-election, you're going to see a lot of self-deporting illegal immigrants running for the Texas border to get back into Mexico. You're going to see it.
I want you to know.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Fred guilted him so bad, it was terrible.
Yeah, Thunder, you better watch out for them STD rates up in the senior citizen home. I know you like your women a little bit on the season side, but yeah, they might have arthritis, but they don't.
No, I was talking to Dr. Matt. Remember she's a
yeah.
Well, what's the top nurse, whatever, when they're practically doctors?
Practitioner.
Yeah, she's a practitioner, and she was telling me. She goes, well, these people, they're still having sex. They've got wants and needs. And I was like, really? And she was telling me some of the stories. What do? You can't punish somebody for doing what is natural. So yeah, it happens.
Yeah, they might not be able to have no kids, and they might have cobwebs up there, but that still don't mean they ain't passing some communicable diseases up in there either. Al wants you to sing. Al wants you to sing a song because he's like, you be cracking up. Say, because he can't sing, but you can't tell Donovan that he be all up into it.
all the males on my dad's side of our family, we all think we could sing. We do. We really do. So
I see that. Y'all really do be thinking that. You keep hope alive. You keep hope alive.
Wait, Demetria, how many CDs do I have in my house that you know of?
I can't even count.
Thousands I have, so that means I'm into music. And guess what? Get my vocals together.
You need some good tea or something. So some honey or something. Common Man says, I'm going to buy a deep freezer next month. I'm stoking stocking up rather up on meat and vegetables. Yeah, deep freezers are a good thing to have. Your average logical thinker says, I know a guy from North Africa who snuck over here on a boat he worked on via Miami. He was able to get $25,000 loan, no papers. Damn.
And here you are, a Black American, and you've got 62, 63, 68 members of the CDC. And the minute that you go into survival mode and do this or do that, they're ready to prosecute your ass to the fullest extent of the law.
Right. All right. Your average logical thinker says, music on CD sounds so good. I'm getting Brandy's Christmas album. Yes, on CD. Yes, she does have a Christmas album. Mariah Carey's going in the concert.
No. See, obviously, y'all don't know jack about music. If you want a good Christmas album, besides Sounds of Blackness, the first one, not the second Christmas album, but the second Christmas album is okay too. Sounds of Blackness is good, if you're into that. You got to get Alexander O'Neal, My Gift to You. And of course, the Jackson Christmas album. You got to have that, especially in our generation. But Alexander O'Neal, My Gift to You, classic.
How does it go?
Well, it's a whole album, but there's a whole bunch of songs on there. It's produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So if it's them, it's good. It's
oh
good.
yeah, Alexander O'Neal. Yeah, he just the golden voice. Brother Samuel, how you doing? He says my dad used to say once an adult, twice a child. He also used to have a bumper sticker that said, "Be careful how you treat your children. They choose your." Ooh, you ain't lying. Your rest home. Laugh out loud on a serious tip. You care for your parents for they cared for you when you couldn't care for yourself. We have to be grateful. We need to let go of European culture of throwing wisdom away. Yes, locking it up in nursing homes. And that's exactly what we do. We do throw wisdom away. Mona says, Dimitri Love and lipstick is super. Some gold, bronze, lipstick, burnt orange. Very pretty, especially during the fall season. What are you guys cooking for next week on Thanksgiving? I don't know. I haven't thought that far. I really don't celebrate Thanksgiving. My family's at home.
A year ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, usually I go home every Thanksgiving. I just didn't because I traveled so much this year. So I'm just gonna be here. I'm not gonna do anything. Nothing. I don't have anything to do. Maybe I don't know. I'll have some toast. I don't know. But what are you doing, Moni? Okay, so let's see here. We about to get out of here because I know Donovan's got to go. Your average logical thinker says, "Oh yeah, Alexander O'Neal said Prince wouldn't work with him because he was too black." For real? I don't know. I can't.
I heard that was part of the thing, but it was also Alex wanted his money up front. Remember after the Hearsay album? Remember that album was a banger, and they gave him so much money in advance that he went on a drug binge, and they had to put him into a rehab before he made the All True Man album, and that's why there was a big gap between that album and the All True album.
And so therefore he lying on Prince. Okay, he was at a drug binge talking about he didn't like black people. They black, but it's like, nah, man, you mad because you can't get your check up front.
Yeah, he kept bothering Prince about the money, and Prince was like, wait a minute, hold up.
Just lying on Prince. Prince was a sweetheart. I remember the day that he died. My niece called me and she was like, Prince died. And I'm screaming and and my mom, she was in the other room. She was like, she thought I said one of our family members died and she's freaking out with me. And I said, no, Prince. She said, oh, you had me thinking somebody else died. I said, but it's just as sad. Prince is one of those people who are never supposed to die. Like, who you just don't see Prince dying. So yeah. All right, so let's see here. Al says today is for real? Look at that. It says today is Alexander O'Neal's 70th birthday. Donovan, will you and Dee sing some of his songs? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That actually was Sherelle's song, but Alex is speaking. So yeah.
I can't live a day without my.
Nah, forget that. See, notice, fellas, women do not want to sing the classic songs. Her hair used to be long, but now it's short. I said I got it cut, but I don't see no hair up on the floor. because you were fake. He was saying it 30 years ago. He was calling the sisters out 30 years ago. Fake. Classic.
But wait, you know damn well Alex did not sing it like that.
Of course, I'm paraphrasing. Come on, I haven't got my little lozenges and stuff going. You know.
You mean when you sing, it's almost like pantomiming because you.
Yes, and if you guys ever get a chance, if you guys are really Alexander O'Neal fans, go look at his concert. I think it's on. I think you can see it on YouTube. Some of his concerts. The man was good in concert. And he's one of those rare artists where he actually sounds the same in concert as he does on the recording. So check out the
not too long ago, a couple years ago, they was singing. They wasn't singing like they used to. Sounds like little druggy drugs had crept up in the mix somewhere.
Oh yeah, Alex lost all his teeth from all the drugs. Yeah, he lost all his teeth. Yeah,
he did. You know, but 70 years old today. Amazing. Yeah, Donovan out of all songs would sing that one. Okay, know all the lyrics and everything.
Y'all women skip over the classic songs. That's called look. But fellas, wait. When it's come to what scrub, no scrub, they love those songs. But when there's songs about them, they haven't heard it.
Okay, I got some trivia for you. Some trivia. Which rap group referenced that song?
What, Fake?
I believe it was Fake, yes.
The Outlaws.
No, hold on. I'm gonna find the exact. I'm bad with lyrics, but I'm gonna find the exact lyrics for you, and I'm gonna quote them to you, and I'm gonna see how good you are. Hold on a second. Hold on.
I got it cut. I don't see no help on the floor.
I'm gonna see if anybody else. No, not Salt and Pepper.
Oh yes, Brianna. Sunshine. That was a classic one. Sunshine. Yes.
No,
I see tonight. That was a good song too by Alex. Well, his whole first album was jamming. Golly.
Okay, hold on. I'm finding that.
Oh, no, the second album. The first album was good too, but the second album was full of hits.
Hold on. Let's see. Damn, where'd it go? I see it, but hold on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna see how good Donovan's. No, I don't see nobody in there yet. Mm-hmm.
I used to like Criticize too. That was also a classic. They're always talking about us, criticizing us.
Damn, let me see. Where is it at?
Wait, your Logical Thinker says, I played Orange Juice Jones for my 9-year-old the other day. He was cracking up. But which song? Orange Juice Jones had The Rain. We know it's very popular. How many of you guys know that Orange Juice Jones' second album had a song called Shaniqua? You got me whooped. Very ghetto song. Samuel even says it. See, Fake was that song. Exactly.
Okay, so they didn't necessarily reference any lyrics per se. Okay, so I'm gonna see if you can see it. See if anybody undersee. Anybody in it? No, not yet. Okay, so it says find them, lose them, also abuse them. My whole attitude was new day, next hun, and believe it or not, they all got done. Well, here comes Flo with the crazy whip appeal. I'm an all true man like Alexander O'Neal.
Damn, I never heard that. Who is that? I never heard that lyric. Who is it?
A Tribe Called Quest. Butter.
Which album?
Ooh, is it the Low End Theory? Let's see.
Was it the Low End Theory?
I could be wrong, and I probably am. Let me see. But Butter. That was actually Fife. He was singing that.
Okay. Wow, I did not know that.
I could be wrong. Let me see.
But I'm talking about an excellent album, Christmas album from front to back. Alexander O'Neal, My Gift to You. You guys, if you don't have it, check it out. And of course, Sounds of Blackness, Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. Soul Holidays, you got to play that. You got to play that.
Yes, indeed. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. Donovan made my eyes burn with that. what he called to be singing. Yeah, Donovan, you would really appreciate butter. I'm sure you've heard it before, but that'd be something you would really appreciate.
Does it have the sample in there as well?
It does have a sample. Who is it sample? Who did they sample?
So it does. So it doesn't have the Alexander O'Neal sample in it.
No,
okay.
It's just the lyrics that I know of. Don't quote me. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. We love and appreciate every last one of y'all. We'll be back here on Sunday. I mean, my eyes are really burning. We'll be back here on Sunday. What we'll talk about, I do not know. But you guys will find out. And your average logical thing says, haha, that is the only song I know by Orange Juice Jones. Gonna look up Shaniqua.
Shaniqua, yeah. Moni says, let me get this from Moni. She says, so like I've been seeing that your West Coast states have really been pushing more laws to better illegal immigrants, along with New York. I'm definitely sitting it out. I'm not giving them my vote ever. See, here's the thing, Moni. Illegal immigration to California, Arizona, Texas, the border states, we've been dealing with that for over 30, 40 years. That's nothing new to us. It's new to everybody else because now you guys are seeing the impact of how that takes resources. So for us, that's nothing new here. I mean, we've been dealing with it for years. So yeah, but they're not getting any more new laws here in California than they already have. You can get they legalized driver's license how many years ago, Demetra? Almost 20-something years ago, 25 years ago.
For who?
For illegal immigrants.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while because they kept wrecking people's cars. And so by having a driver's license, they can get insurance. So that was supposed to help with people getting jacked up. So it is what it is. But you guys, it has been great. I love chopping it up with you guys. Do not forget to check us out on Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. Also, do not forget, if you haven't done it yet, download the African Diaspora News Channel app. That way, when you're in your car stuck in that damn traffic and you want to see Philip Scott episodes, Demetra K episodes, Vicky Dillard, and everybody that's on the app there, you can do that. And you can do that by going to the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Just download that, become a member. We can chop it up and we can say what we want to say. And the revolution will not be televised.
That's right. It's going to be on the African Diaspora News Channel app. So anyway, we'll see you guys on Sunday. Of course, we do have ways to help the channel. If you guys see fit to do that, at the very least, please like, subscribe, and all the above. And I thank everyone who has been very instrumental in keeping this channel going. So until then,
all true men, we need a man, someone who could satisfy, who will understand.
You stupid. See y'all later. Yeah, Moni, I like October London. That's Snoop Dogg's artist. Speaking of which, Snoop Dogg re-signed Danny Boy. He saw a video of him singing. He was working at a kitchen somewhere, washing dishes or something. I mean, he saw a video of him singing, and Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg now owns Death Row Records. He reached out to him. For what I understand, he signed him, so he's bringing Danny Boy back into the fold. And then one other thing, the DOC is going to be using AI to create another album, because you guys know he lost his voice in a car accident in 1989. So he is going to be using AI in order to do that. So I look forward to that. So anyway,
and by the way, the DOC dropped 2 albums after No One Can Do It Better. So there was 2 albums he dropped after that. So he was still recording. It's just very rare he recorded.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how it sounds. Right. So anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all be safe. Peace.